are we?
We're at the Great Buddha Stupa, which is a World Heritage Site in Kathmandu, Nepal.
What have you been doing in Nepal?
Well, I was going to say I've been enjoying myself, but I've actually been working. Been visiting a number of projects that ADRA have been involved in some of the rural communities and villages that they're serving here in Nepal.
So did you go into the mountains, or?
I've seen the mountains. On the plane we flew over the mountains, but this has not been about anything to do with the tourist trip at all. As a matter of fact, where we've been based has been rather flat, somewhat like Lincolnshire, but actually to be honest, I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm not really a mountain climber, so I've not missed them that much.
Now you've been the subject of this documentary, or actually the presenter of the documentary. How have you experienced this trip?
It's really been fantastic. It's been very encouraging as well, in the sense that what ADRA is about is development, partly, and relief, and the development that I've seen amongst the communities that ADRA and their partners have been working with has been really encouraging. And to see lives being transformed in a relatively short space of time, for me has been really quite inspiring. I can't say I'm much of a businessman, but for some of the things I've seen, I really want to get into goat keeping. So I think I could make some money if I listen to what ADRA shares in their training sessions.
What is that you're holding?
I'm holding a goat.
A goat? What you gonna do with it?
Take it home.
And then eat it.
Do you think I can get it through customs in the
Sure,
UK?
eat it.
No, it's too cute.
He is cute. He likes you. So, how does this work? You know, you interviewing people and speaking with people. What would normally happen when you get to a location?
Well, my Nepalese is basically one word, and even that one word I'm not so proficient at. So we'd have a translator, usually one of the ADRA workers who was with us, and I would ask the question. The translator, of course, would ask the person, and then it would come. The translation would then come back. Having said all of that, the translator that we had was sharing that his Nepalese and the local dialect Nepalese was somewhat different. So sometimes things were going through, a 2 times translation before it got back. But I would be nodding my head to the answers of the locals who were giving their answers as though I was understanding what they were saying. Of course, I wasn't. But having said that, there were certain words I was beginning to pick up on, and I kind of understood where they were coming from as they were sharing.
Technical hiccups?
Technical, maybe not. I mean, the cameraman Frank was excellent and professional and hardworking as usual. The usual hiccups were basically me, who couldn't remember a line and so on and so forth. But I don't know what it is, but when you get in front of a lens, you get all nervous and your brain goes all squidgy and you forget what you're supposed to say or get the words all muddled up. They've now let me say that again. Yeah, we had crowds following us wherever we went. I mean, we would stop in a village, Frank, the cameraman, would get out and put his camera up, we would be walking around, and people were just attracted to, who are these strange, weird looking people? What are they doing in our village? And why on earth are they taking pictures? But the major interest, I would have to admit, was Frank and his big cameras. But he did a great job. And having said that, the people were so exceptionally friendly and hospitable. It was quite unbelievable how hospitable they were.
It seems that this project, which only started 1.5 years ago, already has ticked most of the boxes of what it needed to do.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt. And I suppose, in knowledge of our presence coming out here to do the filming, I would have assumed, I certainly would, you certainly want to hide or showcase the most successful stories. But that being the case, even with that in mind, it was phenomenal. what people have achieved in a relatively short period of time. And I think I said it on the commentary, on the video commentary, that if somebody came to us and said, you know, we could double your income or triple your income or even quadruple your income in 12 months, most of us would say, yeah, right, and realize that it's a scam. But what ADRA and the partners have been able to do is exactly that. Now, of course, the basis of where an income is doubled or quadrupled is lower, but nevertheless, it's been pretty impressive, and I think it's just great what is happening.
Hi, Frank.
Hello.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I am a video guy and a still photographer that's been working for ADRA primarily as a contractor for about 25 years. And so I've seen a lot of ADRA projects all over the world, had the privilege to see how ADRA is changing the lives of people in many countries. This week I've been primarily filming a video story that will be presented in the UK. I've had the delight to go around with Pastor Ian Sweeney of the Union, and he has discovered the work that ADRA is doing here in the southern region of Nepal as we went along, and I'm really excited about the footage that we got, and I believe we'll be able to put together a wonderful story. I really hope that you'll have the opportunity to see it. When ADRA-UK first invited me to film this project, somehow I had in my mind that the project was being done in the northern region of Nepal, and of course that's where all of the Himalayas are, and in my mind I'm thinking all of this wonderful mountainous scenery that I'd be able to be filming in, and there was talk about getting a drone that would, you know, just fly over the valleys, and it was, I had great expectations of this shoot. And then I discovered that we're going to be filming down in the southern region, which is very flat, no mountains in sight, and very close to the India border, the border with Bangladesh. And so my hopes were dashed a little bit about that. But then when we got here and met the people and saw how receptive they were and warm and friendly and so grateful for the work that ADRA is doing in their village, it just made the whole trip worthwhile. I just was so appreciative of the opportunity to come and meet the people that are living in the southern region of Nepal. Of course, it's always challenging when you're doing an interview of a person and they're just opening up their heart and a big tractor rolls by the road right by the house. You have to have them stop and regroup and start over again. In the villages that we visited, one of the big projects that they're doing is teaching the people in the village how to raise goats and giving them the technical information that they need to develop their herds. Many were maybe having a herd of 4 or 5 goats, but after a year of the ADRA program, they now have up to 50, 60 goats in their herd. So that was one of the stories that we were filming, and I think that's the first time that I've really filmed a story about goats in my 25 years of filming for ADRA. And perhaps the highlight, the feature that we filmed, something unique that I've never filmed before, is a castration of a goat. That was interesting to see and film. When I tell people the work that I do and how I'm going into these remote villages with $20,000 worth of equipment, they often ask me, well, aren't you worried about theft? You know, you put your bag down, will it be there when you are finished your interview, or, you know, will somebody steal it? And I can say, in the 25 years that I've been doing this, I've never had one instance where I needed to be concerned about someone taking my camera equipment or even pilferage out of the bag. I've never had that in 25 years. And so I go into a situation like this hardly even worrying about that aspect of it. The people are so appreciative of what ADRA has done that they just open arms to receive, and so enthusiastic to tell the story of what ADRA has done in their village. They kind of have, I believe, an honor code of some kind that they just wouldn't think of stealing from the photographer. Often when I'm filming, I'm going in too with a team of ADRA workers. We have the ADRA driver, we have a translator, and some of the local partners. In this case, we had 3 or 4 of the local partners traveling with us, and so perhaps they kept an eye on my bags as well. Yes, it's been a real pleasure to be here shooting for ADRA-UK in Nepal, and I can't wait to edit it and share it with you all.